Let me get a quick check out of everybody real quick.
Check.
At the same time, assholes.
All right, here, I'll go first. Check. Check 1, 2. Check.
Bobo,
Checkmate.
and the mic.
Checkmate 2.
Bring the mic down just a little bit. There you go.
Water.
The Underground Pub Show is sponsored by Dick's Wings and Grill of Pensacola, located at 6205 North 9th Avenue. Call ahead for the big game for your wing and wrap platters, 850-497-6945, or online at dickswingsandgrill.com. Eat, watch, play, Dick's Wings.
Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 9 of the Underground Pub Show here on the Pippy Cave Multiverse Network. My name is Schreiber, and I am here with CJ and Bobo, and the camera's not available.
It's okay, but you can hear us.
Can you? Yeah. All right, cool. So, very sorry for everything that's been going on today. It's been a kind of a weird day. Our producer, Kenny, who is already earning a gold medal right now as we speak, as we got here, was having to deal with some issues at Baptist Hospital, which is what his job normally details. And we literally had just a few minutes to get this whole show together at the very last second, and he's currently kicking ass right now as we speak to try and get visual.
I would say we're at bronze medal right now. I wouldn't quite be at gold level yet.
I said Kenny would be a gold.
We qualify.
Kenny would be a gold. We just qualify.
Yeah.
Like, we qualify by showing up and pick up the wings and shit. But
We got wings from Dick's Wing.
The Underground Pub Show is sponsored by Dick's Wings and Grill of Pensacola, located at 6205 North 9th Avenue. Call ahead for the big game for your wing and wrap platters, 850-497-6945, or online at dickswingsandgrill.com. Eat, watch, play, Dick's Wings.
Thank you for calling Call-In Studios host and call screener line. Please enter your show number and press. That was an invalid show number. Please re-enter your show number, followed. Enter your 6-digit PIN number. Welcome, host. You are now in the host room and can manage your callers from the Call-In Studio web interface.
And welcome back to the Underground Pub Show, episode 9 here on the Pippy Cave Multiverse Network, and there's our beautiful faces. Ugh, what a day, what a day, what a day. So, first and foremost, before we even move forward, let's all give our producer Kenny here a round of applause. I'm the only one that's doing it, but, you know, like, no, we're not being sarcastic right now. He had, like, Kenny in his day job has to deal with Baptist Hospital as a tech support over there. and had some shit go down literally right as we were about to go on the air, and it kind of prevented us from starting on time. And then when we originally started to do the show, obviously there was tech issues there. So we thank y'all for sticking with us tonight, and here we are, episode 9 of the Underground Pub Show. Lots to go down today. I'm counting down the last moments of being a person in my 20s on this show.
If you haven't noticed yet, it's Schreiber's birthday. There's we actually have a banner and balloons hanging up at the bar.
Oh,
that
wow,
we're at.
we do.
It's blocking the game that's been going on for about 9 weeks now, and I still don't know who's won that game yet. I feel like
Well, whatever that hockey team is they're really having a hard time keeping the puck in their zone. It seems like every other play just goes right back to the other end.
I know somehow the Royals are playing, but whatever. Anyway, we actually do have a great baseball game going on as we speak. The Mets are playing the Giants, and it's a great pitching matchup between Noah Syndergaard and Madison Bumgarner. And from what it looks like, it's another pitching duel.
Even-year streak.
So our producer wants the even-year streak to end because he's a big Dodger fan, and they got a big matchup against the Nationals coming up soon. So it's baseball season. I can't be more pumped. How about you, Bobes?
It's baseball playoff season.
Yeah, I'm excited for baseball.
Yeah.
It's been baseball season for the last couple months now.
Fuck you, man. Like,
The sarcasm in my voice wasn't able to be properly.
for those that actually do enjoy baseball, our producer and myself, this is the best time of year.
It's playoffs. It's the time that it matters.
It's October. There's baseball playoffs. Football's in full swing. Basketball's going to get started soon.
NHL's about to get started soon.
Yeah, the hockey's starting.
I'm the one person in the whole Underground Pub team that cares about that.
Well, no,
I have a
both
fantasy
these
team
guys
now.
are in a fantasy hockey leagues.
Yeah, and we've there's been a segment on the show that we're bringing in a little bit here today. Bobo finding himself an NHL team, and I think we may have narrowed it down a little bit, Bobo.
The Blackhawks.
No, not the Blackhawks. It's not the Blackhawks.
Blackhawks?
No, the Blackhawks.
Oh.
Chicago.
The team out of
Oh,
Chicago.
never mind.
I know one of the teams you're kind of leaning towards right now. You've got till our next show to say this is going to be your team going into the NHL season. But I know one is the Minnesota Wild that you're kind of looking to right now, right?
Yes, due to the location.
Due to location being near Green Bay and a lot of Packers fans are the
Also,
Wild.
I was born in North Dakota, so that's relatively close to North Dakota. I think that's about as close as it gets to North Dakota.
But you're also showing some favor to teams that have a lot of Russian players.
I do prefer for them to be mostly Russian people, yes.
Heard that.
Or from Crimea or anywhere in the region of
Don't
Russia.
That's
Don't
fair
sleep
enough.
on the Canadian teams and the Canadian players.
Why would anybody in hockey sleep on? There's Canadian players throughout every team.
Well, I know. But I'm saying they're better than Russia.
The Pensacola Ice Flyers have Canadian players on them.
That's true. Because Canada's the best and their baseball team's the best. Go Blue Jays.
All right, there you go. I want to take this time right now to make a shout out to everybody watching over at Coyote Sports Bar. Thank you for sticking with us tonight. And we also want to make, of course, a shout out to our sponsor, Dick's Wings, who gave us some great fucking wings to chow down on tonight.
They're pretty good.
They are very good.
Again,
They are good.
They are
that's
very
honestly
good.
why I do the show.
Pretty much. I mean,
We get free wings. I mean,
but
that's
Bobo essentially said when we were in production about 2 months ago that if we don't get a wing sponsor, he's done within 2 months. So thank you, Dick's Wings, for saving this show. We really do appreciate it. These wings have been great today. They stepped up with the heat this week.
Yeah, there's a lot more heat going on.
There's a lot more heat. They gave us a mango habanero.
that was
flavor one.
good flavor. I like
Yeah,
the
it is.
combination.
What I like about mango habanero flavored wings is like the flavor itself is so tasty, but it's super hot. So I mean, you want to keep eating them, then you drink as much beer or water or whatever you're going with at that point in time to try and cure the
burning lip.
the burning sensation going on in your mouth or whatever. But we've got a lot to talk about today, and obviously we started a little bit late today due to some tech issues and
Sorry, guys.
and whatnot. Yeah, sometimes it's just out of our hands. Like I said, again, big props to our producer for handling business when business needed to be held. That's some real man shit right there. Anyways, the first thing we're gonna start with, we already kind of mentioned it earlier, but CJ, like you said, you're a baseball guy. Baseball playoffs are in full swing as we speak. You're a Toronto Blue Jays fan. They had a pretty huge victory yesterday, Tell us about it, CJ. What's going on with the Toronto Blue Jays right now?
Well, they defeated
Baltimore.
Orioles, correct. Sorry, I was blanked out there.
I was happy that I knew that
I
baseball
was like,
information.
I think there was just too much pressure on me for a minute. Like,
I did just kind of put the spotlight right on you,
me,
CJ.
like, and the show just crumbled.
And you're wearing a Blue
And
Jays.
I'm wearing the Blue Jays. Hat, yes,
Shirt and hat.
I do like the Orioles too, but they had a hell of a game last night. Went to 11 innings, caused a lot of controversy actually because Zach Britton, the AL All-Star closer. They didn't put him in at the end of the game against the heart of the order for the Blue Jays.
Now, that dude, he actually warmed up for 3 innings, correct?
Yes, he started warming up in the 8th inning, the 9th inning, and again in the 10th. And they left Ubaldo Jimenez out there. And he ended up giving the walk-off home run to Edwin Encarnacion. So,
Ouch.
3-run shot. It was a blast, too, man. Like, just went way deep.
So the Blue Jays now advance.
Yes, and they play the Texas Rangers, which is
And-
going to be a huge matchup. A lot of history between these two teams.
Yeah, especially this season. I mean, we have a little bit
Mm-hmm.
of fisticuffs there earlier this year.
Well, more fists and not so much cups.
Very true. Very true.
You got to watch out for the fisticuffs. No, yeah, my favorite player, Bautista, got punched in the face the last time they played. He went for a hard slide in second base, and roughneck Odor got in his face and just straight up clocked him. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens on Thursday night, 4:30 Eastern time when they match up.
It's gonna be a great game.
Oh yeah, the Rangers are the number 1 seed. They have the home field advantage, best of 5. It's gonna be a tough series. I love my Blue Jays. It's gonna be tough to overcome the Rangers. They got Cole Hamels starting off, then Yu Darvish. The Blue Jays are gonna start off with Marco Estrada, and then they're gonna go with J.A. Happ, and then third game is gonna be Aaron Sanchez. So the Blue Jays have all the hitting power in the world. They just gotta make sure the pitching comes through. So it's gonna be a great game, and very interested to see who wins.
That would
between,
be a close of a wing right there.
yeah,
from Dick's
the
wings.
Mets versus Giants tonight. So
Yeah, that
already
game
started?
that game
Yes.
it just started right before we went
Yeah.
on the air. Yeah.
last I checked, Madison Bumgarner, he had
That name sounds funny.
Madison Bumgarner.
that is.
He had a
an
no hitter
exciting
through
name.
4. So,
Nice.
but I haven't been here trying to get the show started, so I haven't been paying attention the last few innings. But we will get you score updates as
Exactly.
soon as we get them.
Also, who else do we have coming up here in the Major League Baseball? The Dodgers.
He gave up a hit, so
Who did?
Bumgarner, but he's got one hit. He's
The guy
got
with
one
the
hit
name.
through 6, so he's cruising.
Now the Dodgers they've got some games coming up soon, correct? In the major.
Yeah,
League?
they're playing the Nationals, so
When does that kick off?
kickoff.
Or when does that tee off, or whatever the fuck we call it in Major League Baseball?
We have a baseball at the end of our intro, dude. Like the
Anyways,
first
when do they start
When does
playing
the game start?
games?
it's Thursday, man.
This Thursday. All right.
It's a rocket launch.
So
It went to rocket launch.
it went to rocket launch.
The winner of the Giants and Mets is going to play the Cubs. And the Cubs are actually favored to go all the way this year, which is crazy. They haven't won in over 100 years. But they've got one of the best
goat
young
people?
teams in the MLB.
They're the goat people, right?
Yes,
Exactly.
they sold the
Goat
goat. Yep.
Or, yeah.
That's
some sort of
what-
goat curse band.
Yeah, they've had Bartman. They've had so many. Them and the Red Sox for the longest time were both cursed. And the Red Sox got theirs out of the way. But I love to see the Cubs. Last year was almost Cubs Blue Jays, and I'd love to see it again. So
Well, maybe we'll get that opportunity this season.
I hope so, man.
Well, moving on, real quick, I want to give a congratulations out to Team Canada. They won the World Cup of Hockey this year. We mentioned this not last episode, but the episode before that about how the World Cup of Hockey just started, and it pretty much looked like it was all in Team Canada's hands. Newsflash, they won pretty convincingly, for that matter. Team Europe is who they played in the finals and a best of the
Team Europe made it to the finals?
yeah, they did.
Yep.
Team Europe made the finals. The Europeans are really good in hockey this year. Well, technically, they always have been.
Who's their best player?
But on that Team Europe, to be honest with you, I'm not 100% sure, because Alexander Ovechkin would be, in my opinion, the best European player. But he played for Russia, who actually had their own team. And just like Alexander Ovechkin always does, he doesn't make a final, because he's like just one of those great players that just doesn't know what a championship looks like. I really feel bad for you, Ovi. I hope you do better one day. Maybe the Capitals win it this year. I kind of fucking doubt it. The NHL season does start pretty soon. 8 days. They all square off. My Lightning are playing the Red Wings. That's going to be a big highlight game right there. NBA is starting soon. Sports is about to get really fucking real right now. It's the time that sports fans live for. NHL starts. NBA starts. College football's already, 5 weeks into it. NFL football, we're 4 weeks into
And
that.
The Walking Dead is starting soon.
The Walking Dead is starting soon. That's not even a sport, but it should fucking be. The Walking Dead should be a sport because it's so awesome.
I think they get higher ratings than like the NHL and some of the other.
I think The Walking Dead gets higher ratings than most things on TV,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
A webcam of meat, never mind. But yeah, most things do get.
So,
Yeah.
so who's he killing?
I want to hear more about the webcam.
The webcam?
I personally think it's Glenn.
Spoiler alert.
I personally think it's Glenn. I mean, a lot of people say Eugene.
Who's Eugene?
Eugene's the
He's
fucking
he's got the mullet.
the retard that like claimed he knew what was going
Hey,
on.
wait,
but he
man,
didn't,
you really
like-
shouldn't say
No,
that,
it's the
dude.
generic guy, the guy,
No.
the gay guy, the
No,
random gay
no,
guy.
no, it's not Aaron.
Why not? He's a random guy. They always
No,
kill the
he's
random-
very like, big in the comics. So
The comics doesn't.
Well, either way, a lot of
Isn't
people
the
thought
big black
Eugene.
dude's supposed to be still alive.
who? Tyrese?
Yeah.
He.
He died in the
Spoiler
comic?
alert for anybody that hasn't
He
read the
died in
comics.
comic?
Yes.
Oh,
I think it's
The governor
Glenn.
actually
that's,
cut off his
That's
head.
who I think it's
Oh,
going to
really?
be.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be
man.
Glenn.
Yeah. Well, I hope it's Glenn, just for
I mean,
like,
I'm
storyline wise.
I'm kind of tired of Glenn myself. I know it's not going to be. It's obviously not going to be Rick. It's not going to be Mr. Fucking Boondock Saints with a bow and arrow.
Actually, it might
he's
be
not-
Daryl.
I really
Daryl
don't. think-
doesn't exist.
Yeah,
No.
he's not in the comics at all.
Yeah.
he's
No,
like strictly from the show.
I'm almost 100% sure it's not Daryl because it was just recently announced that they are in talks of doing a Boondock Saints 3 now.
Mm-hmm.
And he, in his interview with some website, talked about how he wanted his co-star in the Boondock Saints series, his opposite brother. He says he really wants to get him involved with The Walking Dead. And
Well,
that pretty much just Ray said
What
that.
is he supposed to say? Like, yeah, I'd love him on the show, but I'm gonna die soon.
No,
so-
I mean, if he's not going to be on the show, I just wouldn't mention it, and just, kind of keep that between writers. But, I mean, I'm not in Hollywood, so who the fuck cares?
Sports?
Sports? Yeah, I mean, I guess sports. Fun week last week for everybody that's on this show.
Yes.
Our teams won. Finally, for the love of God, the New Orleans Saints won a game. The Florida Gators, they beat Vanderbilt. Florida State lost. That's like a double victory there for Bobo over there.
Yes.
The Oakland Raiders won. It was
Yes.
a good week for everybody in the football world. However, one thing that does kind of show up though, since we started this show and we started making predictions, Bobo has been aggravatingly right about a lot of them. Not so much last week though. And it's not.
I was
really-
late last week and I was tired.
So I mean, we'll go with that. He was late last week and tired. But Bobo picked Louisville to
did
beat
really bad.
Clemson. Clemson
Yeah.
won.
In all fairness,
Bobo,
a lot of
pick-
people picked Louisville, though.
Yeah, that is very true. Bobo also picked the Patriots to finish the 4-0 completion without Tom Brady. That didn't happen.
Sad because I wanted that to happen.
That did not happen. The Bills won that game.
I got one right.
Bobo did pick the Saints to beat the Chargers. That did
I
happen.
still don't know why I did that.
Well, I mean, apparently you were
But
right
I
to pick
did.
so. Yeah, so
But fair enough.
fair enough, man. And you gave the Cleveland Browns the Bobo blessing last week, and they did.
I just love the Bobo
And
blessing.
we referred to it as the Bobo blessing last week, and
I
the
want
Browns
the Bobo
did not
blessing
win.
in my life. I need that.
And I'm gonna go ahead and say that we're gonna start right now
You
as
might
far as
not
the
want it if that's the case. The Browns got shitted on.
they really did. I think that's a good game to start with as far as recapping last week's NFL games.
Did a crazy play happen in that
I
game?
think there was some fuckery that happened in that game.
Yes, the multi-ball.
the
there's
multi-ball.
Like pinball. When you get the multi-ball, you have two
Yeah, there was
balls
like a
come
separate
out.
ball came out.
Yeah, there was an extra ball. Someone hit the little flag under the pinball. The red thing went down. Also, another ball came
And a Cleveland Browns player came out with it, and the ref pointed at a pile that did not have
Duke
a football.
Johnson.
And
The dude in the pile claimed that he did have a football.
Was
but
it?
What
like-
else would you say?
See, we had a little argument about that in the way. Was it the male ref or the female ref? Because there is a female ref in there now.
I didn't notice her.
it was a female
Normally she
ref, right?
stands out.
That called that it was that recovered by the Redskins.
Well, someone can call in. Do we have our call-in line?
Yeah, it's
the
up there.
hotline
It's,
is up. Yeah.
907-7686. Give us a call.
8500 area code.
Yes.
Wish me happy birthday.
If you notice, if you have access to the YouTube and you can look it up and see. Unless,
I was
or
almost
in the
100%
chat,
sure it was a female ref.
Or text us. Just let us know whether she was a female ref because I can't remember. I was just completely puzzled by the multi-ball effect. How everyone just ignored it was happening. I was like,
the guy was sitting there holding it, but it was like, nope, there's the ball down there. And it's the Redskins, obviously. It was a terrible call.
Yeah, it was
just
really
terrible.
strange.
How do you award somebody a fumble without a ball?
I don't know. And the ball was right behind
It just,
you.
Was there a replay?
See,
Like, how did they not have a replay?
I heard the rig theory. Then I heard that
Because no one
supposedly the guy,
questioned
supposedly I heard the guy fell on the ball, and then it came out afterwards, and that's where the Cleveland Browns player got it, and there was no indisputable evidence against that.
But
Which I know is it sounds crazy, but I mean,
it's like the freaking.
it sounds crazy, but
headshot.
that would be the NFL for you. It's
Back
just some shit just
and
sounds
to the
crazy.
Dude, that's
And
like
this-
when you used to play Madden and you'd be playing and like that game would just completely do something ridiculous to screw you over. Like
Yeah, like you get a freaking open pass, and you're running down the sideline, and no one's around you. All of a sudden, you pull a hamstring. You're like, what? You're your best player.
Yeah,
like,
like-
what just
was
happened?
it like knee versus
Yeah.
versus this?
Exactly.
Like oh he's dead.
So
Narcissist.
I actually
I
like
don't know what that means,
you know,
but he's hurt.
like this is a true story. I was playing my buddy Keith Leitner in Tampa, Florida, and one of his guys got hurt, and legit it said deceased at the bottom.
really?
Yeah.
Deceased?
Deceased.
Your player's
Like,
dead.
The player died
What
on the game.
Madden was that? Do you remember?
It was Madden
God,
07,
no.
08. It was I don't know.
That's pretty amazing.
It had to be earlier than 07, dude.
No, yeah, it was. Okay, it might have been like 04. It was like Ricky Williams was on the Dolphins and Unstoppable.
Deceased.
No, I was like playing the game. I was like,
Deceased, for
it
that
killed
matter.
my player.
But
Like, how's this game still going? They literally killed a player on the game.
But I mean, but you know, let's just
WWE.
keep making it going. But unfortunately, regardless of what happened with that game, the unfortunate scenario for Cleveland fans is that the Browns have gone to 0-4. They are now currently the only team in the league with
hold on,
with
our
no
producer,
wins.
Our producer is saying something. Hold on.
Everyone stop for a second.
Yeah, right.
He has something to ask us.
So, but yeah, so the Browns are the only team in the NFL now with no wins. Last week when we were on the show, there was 4 teams.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now that's changed.
Jacksonville loves England, dude.
Jacksonville-
They love England.
Jacksonville-
loves Jacksonville. I
I heard
know.
they were
Love
trying to
some
keep
England.
I heard they were trying to keep Jacksonville.
I don't know. You
I
guys-
Roger Goodell wants a
I
team
was
in
convinced that
England. There's
eventually
a lot
we would
of
have the London
merchandise.
Jaguars here before 2015, but
When you go over
here we
there-
are now, 2016.
Jags fans, if you heard anything about this, call us on the hotline 850-907-7686.
The
Tell me I'm wrong.
Europeans and the
The
English
Jags fans-
they know Jacksonville. They know the team. They know the players.
That's a beautiful
They wear
stadium.
the-
I
they
love it,
wear
yeah.
the
The
gear.
Jacksonville
English folks
Jaguars
wear
still
it.
don't have a win in America, just like every other team does.
Well,
though,
they've
except for
gone
Cleveland,
they've
but-
gone there the most times.
Yeah, and they kick ass when they go there.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah,
a fan
they had a
favorite
great
over
game there.
now.
They beat the Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah, Alex Robinson had a couple touchdowns
He
too.
did. He had a great game that day. The Chicago Bears, they finally won a game.
Boo.
Yeah,
I did
mean,
not want that to happen.
I mean, to be perfectly frank, I think that's one of the few teams that won. That I don't see that being a very repeat thing or whatever. The Saints, they won. They beat the Chargers.
Oh,
it was kind of a reverse of what normally happens
Kidding,
in
actually, that
Saints
was a good
games.
game.
It kind of is like because usually the Saints do well in games and they find a way to lose. They look mediocre throughout that whole game last weekend and somehow find a way to win.
I was surprised that they actually won it with that style of play.
I kind of was too, but I mean there was
Because they were
some fortunate
using
turnovers there
defense to
towards
cause
the end.
us- yeah, they
I-
get the ball back.
I
Like,
gave up,
weird.
dude. In the third quarter, I was like, okay, we're done.
It's like 2 turnovers, right?
Yeah, it was. We were getting embarrassed again, and
Yeah.
the Chargers
It
like
wasn't
just
looking good,
literally
but-
decided they didn't want to win. Travis Benjamin caught the ball at the very end and just dropped it.
Yes, he
Just
did.
straight up.
So,
there was no contact. He just dropped it.
And then I got a trade offer for him today.
And the crazy thing about that, is the Saints can find a way to beat Carolina next week because the Saints have a bye week this weekend.
It's their chance.
Then they're right back in the
They're
race
off.
for the NFC South. So I mean,
Carolina's
I know. I mean,
not the same.
Atlanta's looking really good though.
Atlanta's looking great, but I mean, it's far fetched as it is. There is a chance. So
You think
Hold-
you guys could?
yeah, I mean, I think there's a chance. Am I saying it's am I saying it's
They're
incredibly
passing.
possible?
It's like 500 yards passing.
Yeah, well, Matt Ryan with 300 yards receiving for Julio Jones crushed me in a league. I did not see that coming. Like it's funny, all the fantasy experts were saying, "Don't start Matt Ryan. Don't start Matt Ryan. He's going to get crushed."
That's
And it's-
fantasy expert
yeah,
shit,
it's
expert
crazy.
shit, and I don't like it. Like honestly, dude, I mean, I've heard this before about the Atlanta Falcons. I've heard these fantasy experts just get on board with Matt Ryan or get off board with him for that matter. I don't know. And until I see this team actually ride it into the playoffs like they did a couple years ago, where they still got beat by Colin Kaepernick, I'm not sold on the Falcons. I'm not.
Well, he's got 1,500 yards almost passing.
That's great.
Matt Ryan's playing great. The defense is not great.
That's
but
great.
They're scoring out. They're outscoring everybody.
That's great. They're off to a good start. That's awesome. But I mean, they've got to finish it though. And that team has proven. Last year they were off to a good start.
Yeah, they're 5-0.
They were off to a great start, and then they went on to not even make the playoffs. So I mean, until I see them do better than what they did last year, I'm not sold right now.
Saints fans or Falcons fans, call the hotline.
Yeah,
discuss
please.
it with these two. They are Saints fans.
I am a Saints fan.
I'm a Saints fan.
I'll also give them credit. I mean, they look good. Alex Mack, the center they got from the Browns, is doing great for them. I mean, against us, Freeman and Tevin Coleman, they're just running up and down the field without even getting touched. They're playing great. I mean, I don't like it.
I'm not saying they look like a bad.
Is Ryan better than Drew Brees?
No. But I mean, I'm not saying they look like a bad team.
Is he playing better than Brees right now?
Well,
yes, he is.
To an extent, yeah.
Oh.
I'm not saying the Falcons are a bad
Not
team.
many people are playing better than Matt Ryan is right now.
No,
I'm not saying they're a bad team, but I'm saying can they consistently keep this up, because they've never been able to do that except for 1 year, and it ended very quickly in the playoffs.
Well, they have a huge matchup this week against the Broncos,
Yeah.
which is an old Super Bowl rematch from the only time the Falcons went. It's going to be interesting how Matt Ryan does against the Broncos defense. I want to
They're
see.
seriously real. They're not as good as Minnesota, but they're up there. They're number 2.
Yeah. I want to see Julio Jones go against Aqib Talib. It's going to be.
Who shot himself, by the way?
He did shoot
yeah,
himself.
that did happen.
He
Yeah,
was not shot by
He
someone else.
plaxicode himself.
He did.
code.
Yeah, he plaxicode.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm very interested in that. I got plenty of fantasy implications on that game.
So I'm not necessarily like saying the Falcons are bad. I'm not sold yet. I want to see more out of this Falcons team. You guys beat the Broncos this weekend. I'll start changing my story.
Well, okay, so if they beat the Broncos, will that be enough to sell you? Will you be sold?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, it'd be enough. I mean, granted, I'm never gonna like the Falcons as a team, but this year, yeah, they beat the Broncos.
The Broncos are undefeated, right?
They'll be doing something that nobody else has done this year so far. Beat the Broncos, so yeah, that'll sell me a little bit. Now,
but the offense is good enough. The rookie dudes come in there.
Yeah, Paxton Lynch played last week, and
The offense is always good enough when the defense is
yeah,
bad.
exactly.
Yeah.
Now, we going back a little bit, we were talking about how the Cleveland Browns are the only team in the league without a win, and it doesn't look like things are going to get much easier for them this weekend, because they play a team from Boston known as the New England Patriots, and somebody's coming back this week.
Rob Gronkowski?
Well, I see there is that guy too. There's this other guy. He was
Julian Edelman?
He was a co-star in the movie Ted 2.
Mark Wahlberg.
He's won a few Super Bowls for. I believe he goes by the name of Tom Brady.
Oh yeah.
Who was out for the first 4 games, and
Hey, your Dick's source wants you to say the Falcons are good, Schreiber.
yeah, they're great. Anyways,
No more dicks if you don't admit the Falcons are good.
yeah, Falcons are great. We've moved on from the Falcons, Dick's Wings. They're great.
The Falcons.
Okay.
Wings?
First of all, there's a lot of animosity from this side of the table.
Win this week and I'm sold. Anyways, Tom Brady and the Patriots. His first game this season. Obviously, it wasn't looking good for the Browns going into this game if the Patriots were starting as some running back at quarterback, for that matter. But
Julian Edelman was getting ready to line up and start taking snaps.
he was. But I mean, let's be realistic here for a minute. How bad is this really going to be for the Browns? I mean, do we see a blowout, or do we see a close game, or
I see a close game. I see the Browns pulling one out of their butt and winning.
Are you being serious? Like,
yes.
Or is this the first bit of alcohol you've had to drink in a few weeks? Talking like,
no, it's not the first bit of alcohol talking. Listen, the Browns always pick some random game to win every year, and you know,
we were witness to it one time.
Yeah, and Tom Brady's going to put up some points, but I'm going to give them my CJ stamp of approval.
The CJ stamp, okay.
Well, I mean, what was Bobo's thing?
The Bobo
blessing.
Bobo blessing.
Yeah.
The base god.
The bass guy. Yeah, he's got a nice little bass there. I got to now. Okay, I'm not going to give him my stamp of approval, but if they win,
but if they win, you're claiming it.
I'm going to claim it. If they lose, No.
One of the worst things I've ever heard on a talk show, dude.
No.
Like, I'm not saying they're going to win, but they win. I called it. Like, that's pretty much what I just heard, right? Like,
No, that's not what I said.
it's kind of what it
That's all
sounds
No,
make
it's
sure
not-
that
no, it's
if
not what I
I get
said
it
at all.
wrong, but if I get it right, I want you to know about it.
Yeah. I was like, okay, I won't be surprised if the Browns pull an upset.
There we go. That's putting it a little
And I
bit
will.
better.
I told you so if they do.
Yeah.
Bobo, what do you think about this Browns
I think
Patriots
it'll
game?
be a slow start for both teams, but I think after halftime, the Patriots are probably just going to run away with it.
So you see the Browns going 0-5 this week. No
Yeah.
hope. No hope for the Browns this week.
Start Tom Brady, Gronkowski, Julian Edelman.
And Gostowski.
Start
Yeah.
Isaiah Crowell for the Browns. No one's talking about that dude. He's like number 2 in rushing. He's killing it.
He's as far as total fantasy points, I believe he ranks number 5.
He's good.
No, in rushing
He
yards.
does-
The rushing
that's what he
yards,
does. He's like Blunt. He just runs around. Doesn't get
See,
to it,
Blunt,
just runs.
I would sell him right now because as soon as Brady comes back, which is this upcoming week,
Yeah.
they're not going to run the ball as much. So if you can find a sucker in your league to trade him
That's
to,
the thing, though. As soon as you offer that trade, the first thing everyone's going to think of, oh, he thinks he's not going to get many yards because Brady's come back. So, yeah, you got to find a good sucker for that one.
there's always a league sucker.
There usually is. Drew knows who they are. He trades them all the time.
One
One of my leagues.
one game
Drew
that
Rendy.
one game that went down this past weekend was the Texans and the Titans. And DeMarco Murray right now is leading the fantasy board in rushing right now. But the Texans managed to find a way to bounce back from a pretty bad loss to the Patriots. Managed to beat the Titans, who were not off to a bad start either. What are we feeling about about both these teams right now? They're both off to an okay start. The Texans a little bit better than the Titans, maybe in my opinion. But what do you guys think about that one?
I'll tell you what I think about it. I was at a place at every game on TV, and I completely don't remember any part of this game whatsoever.
Fair enough.
So that's what I think about that game.
Okay.
They're
So
both,
it was
they're
enthralling.
lackluster. I don't know what's happening there. It just seems boring and dumb.
Well, those teams like beat each other up all the time.
Yeah.
They've just lost J.J. Watt for the Texans defense, so it's gonna be a huge
that
loss
is
for them.
that is
I
a
like
that is a
defensive
big
players,
deal.
but when you're in a whole team that's just pretty much known for one player, that player plays defense.
It's
You
a
gotta
player. It's a
fix
player
it.
that's
You gotta
become
fix
relevant
it,
for a
people.
while.
I
though.
like Will
mean,
Fuller a lot from Notre Dame. He's killing it. DeAndre Hopkins has been a huge,
pretty good though.
huge
Yeah, he's
disappointment
pretty
so
good.
far this year.
Yeah, he has.
He's quiet.
He was my first pick in 2 leagues this year, and it's
That's
really been
unfortunate.
it is very unfortunate.
The
for
amount
him,
of
man.
money that
Very
they're paying
unfortunate.
Brock Osweiler, you got to get the ball to your guy. Last
That's
year,
their fault. That was dumb.
he was getting the ball from Brandon Whedon, T.J. Yates, Brian Hoyer, and he was putting up mad numbers. I don't know what the heck's going
And
on
they
with.
threw in that guy.
Well, I
and
think-
gave him all that money, and
Either he's afraid to like throw the ball in such tight coverage, so he's just going to throw it to Will Fuller all the time because he's got a few steps. But you got to get your ball to your moneymaker.
Exactly.
And DeAndre Hopkins is your moneymaker. He took him
He's-
first overall.
He's
know.
supposed to be one of the better ranked wide receivers in the entire league. I mean, it's looked that way for a while too. So I mean, this should be a guy that should be targeted a lot more than he is right now, and it's just not happening.
Well, I see the Titans pulling off the upset.
I would like the fake Kenny at Dick Wings to know go Raiders.
Okay, go Raiders
so
to the
produ-
fake Kenny.
Producer Kenny is telling fake Kenny from Dick's Wings, they have great wings there. That
They do
go
have
Raiders.
great wings. Another bit of a fuck shittery that we have that's going on with teams this year. The New York Jets and Ryan Fitzpatrick, who
Yeah.
got buried by the Seahawks. Well, not buried, but they lost by 10 points,
Wasn't good.
27-17.
yeah, those things.
I'm sorry, did you own claims to fuck shit in any term?
Yes,
affiliated
that's
with
my
it?
word. You've known that.
Well, either way, I'm taking it.
It's your birthday. I'll allow it.
Thank you. The Jets, they lost by 10 points to the Seahawks, 27-17. Ryan Fitzpatrick is, after this whole season of, wanting to be paid like, a good quarterback, he's not playing like a good quarterback. And it's gotten so bad to where there's been talk on sports shows where they might put Geno Smith in. And shit's really bad when that guy becomes a topic of conversation right now. Guys, what's going on with the Jets right now? I mean, is Ryan Fitzpatrick just being Ryan Fitzpatrick, or do we have a problem over here right now?
Well, he had a problem last week in the Seahawks defense, but they gave a lot it's
It's 2 weeks in a row, right? Who's he played week
they
before?
they played the Chiefs and he threw 6 interceptions.
Yeah, that's the one.
So I don't know if it's just him or if it's just the tough defense he's going up against, or if it's the offensive line's giving problems or Brandon Marshall. But yeah, I mean they spent all offseason trying to get this guy, and they're already looking to replace him. Or was last year just a big fluke? Who knows?
I mean, it's not like Fitzpatrick was ever like just terrible throughout his career. He always had moments, but I mean, he was never like a go-to guy. But last year he did just have a great season, and he wanted to get paid like like as such. But
we're still having a great matchup between the Giants and Mets. By the way, no runs allowed through 7 for the Giants. Right in the bottom.
By the way, everybody that's watching out there tonight online and at Coyote Sports, y'all make sure to take mind to that hotline right there. Y'all please call in. Let's talk about some of these games. Let's talk about anything. Just throwing it out there right now. Another game that we're going to cover from last week. We always cover this team for our producer's sake. We do?
Yeah. You want to take it?
Yes. All right. We have a caller. Cool. Right after I said that. All right. Thank you for calling the Underground Pub Show. This is John, and I'm here with CJ and Bubba. Who's this?
John, it's Jason from Dread. What's up, you motherfucker?
Hey, what's up, brother? How you doing?
Not shit, man. Calling to wish you a happy birthday.
Thank you very much, man. I really appreciate that, dude. How's your evening going this evening?
It's been going well, man. I just come out of a Mardi Gras meeting over here in Mobile, and now I'm sitting in fucking traffic, headed home for the day. So
I
just wanted to give a shout out to my boys over in Pensacola, man. Let you know that your boys in Mobile is thinking about you.
Well, thank you very much, man. Hey, Jacob, before you leave us tonight, man, can we get what's your favorite teams in sports right now, and give us a quick reason why?
My favorite team in sports would have to be the fucking New Orleans Saints, man, because that's our local boys.
Attaboy.
So fucking who dat, win or lose, that's my team.
That's true. Who dat, man.
Well, hey, man, thank you very much for the call, dude, and good luck with your Mardi Gras stuff that you're doing right now, and I can't wait to play a show with you guys soon, man. It's always been a pleasure every time getting to share the stage with you guys. Which, by the way, y'all were great. Y'all were great with the Sepultura Brothers a few weeks ago. I was very happy to get to go to that concert. Sounded great, man.
Yeah. Thank you very much for being there, for supporting, and for all the support you've had for us over the past few years, bro. Dread and Range Revenge will definitely kill the stage here very soon. I got some things in the work, and I'll send you some details on it. But tonight, man, tonight's your fucking night, dude. So that motherfucker Kenny over there, dude, smack him in the head and tell Dread, say, what's up, man? I hope you'll have a great fucking night, man.
Hey, thank you, brother. I appreciate it, man.
Thanks, caller.
Fuck yeah, bro.
See ya. All right, man. Have a good night. Well, that was
Noah
really cool.
Syndergaard's got a 10K so far in this wild card game. The record is 11. So.
All right, moving on. Of course, we're gonna move on. Talk a little bit about the Raiders-Ravens game last week. Close game, real close game. Raiders squeaked it off, 28-27, and
that was actually a good game.
Yeah, it was. And apparently, this Raiders team is
legit. They're good,
but very legit. They're one of the best offenses in the league right now,
and they're not relying on Amari Cooper, which is surprising.
Yeah, Crabtree had 3 TDs this past week. Derek Carr is one of the most underrated guys in the league.
Latavius has a boot on right now, though, in practice, from what I understand.
Yeah, I did hear about that.
We got the Washington guy behind him. So.
Yeah.
And Washington.
Yeah.
Pulling the weight.
Looking at the chat, I like James White when Brady comes back. I think they're going to go to more of the short passing game. Especially in PPR. Down the stretch, James White was great for me. So I think he's going to do well. I'd pick him up in deeper leagues if you don't have many options or you're hurting at running back.
So a big topic that's been going on right now, Tony Romo is getting closer and closer to coming back right now. But the Cowboys seem to be doing just fine without him right now. They had a victory of the San Francisco 49ers last week, 24-17.
Respectful teams do not bench players that are hurt.
Yeah, I agree.
What happened with the Patriots when Drew Bledsoe was hurt and they left Tom Brady in there when he came back?
Yeah.
Or the 49ers with Alex Smith and Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah, that worked out well for him.
It did work out well for them. Except for the fact that they didn't win the Super Bowl.
Well,
they made it, but I mean, so far they still have no championship out of it. But I mean,
that was Sean Payton.
CJ, you said it yourself earlier this year. If it's not broke, don't fix it, man.
Yes, I agree with that, but
there's a question on the board.
I answered that already.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can answer it too. What are your thoughts on James White with Brady returning?
he does get a lot of catches out the backfield, but I don't know if it's worth anything more than a flex.
I don't like
spot.
it.
Well, PPR league, I would look.
PPR flex.
I mean, if you're looking at bet Drew at Yodi's a shot the Falcons beat the Broncos, gave me 10 points.
What are her chances?
It could happen.
She has 10 points.
It could happen. Yeah.
But they are the second best defense in the league.
I mean, the Falcons' defense isn't strong, so I think they'll break before the Broncos will. So I want to see it, but usually the number one defense going against the number one offense, defense usually wins. So I like the Broncos. But I do think the Falcons are legit, unlike this guy over here.
I didn't say they weren't legit. I just said I'm not sold until I see more of it because we've seen this out of this team before.
At this point, they're not legit to you.
So I think they're too legit.
Well, I mean, to be perfectly frank, by week 5, I'm not ready to say if a team is that legit or not yet.
So you don't think anyone's legit right now?
No, not right now. I mean,
I think legit.
Between being good and being like, yeah, this is gonna be the team to watch the entire rest of the season. No, I mean,
you can't think of 2 teams that are legit.
I mean, how about the undefeated teams?
There's teams to keep an eye on, but I mean, like,
let's say Denver won the Super Bowl last year, right? And
So
they're
they're
undefeated.
legit?
Can they not call themselves legit? Even though I completely called it wrong and said they're going to be shit this year because they have no quarterback. Needless to I know that they actually do.
like I said, I mean, this
Yeah.
Falcons team has already been beaten once this year, and I mean, I mean,
also,
it was a close
faced
game.
A couple teams
it's
this
like I
year,
said,
too.
it's just one game. I do believe this team is going to be a good team this year. I'm waiting to see what happens with most teams this year.
I wish
mean,
a Falcons fan would call in.
I wish
but
they
they're
would too,
scared.
but I mean,
So I can't even defend them anymore.
They need to
so, there you go.
Can any Falcons fans rise up, please?
Do any of them have any phone plans? You guys like
They
Noel
got
fans?
Samuel L. Jackson's probably the most famous Falcons fan I know.
I think he probably is. It's just
No,
not a
they-
bad one to have in your corner.
No,
Is it
like I said, I mean, I'm not saying they're a bad team by any means. They're a great looking team. I just want to see more out of it. I mean, if they win this weekend, then I'm ready to say that this is a legitimate team. But
I will say, as a lifelong Saints fan, I respect the Falcons. They're always that team I love to hate. They're our number one rival.
Yeah.
Whereas the Panthers, I just can't stand them because they're cocky and annoying.
And garbage,
Whereas the
but-
Falcons have always been. It's like the yin and the yang, Batman, Joker. You need each other. Like Yankees and Red Sox, Packers, Bears. There's always that team that you need to have to play. And the Falcons this year, they look pretty good. I mean, I don't want them to win, but they are.
Yeah.
So
they're off to a good start. Let's just see how it goes. There was
He will not budge on that.
No, I'm not. I'm not gonna fucking budge on it. So
Let's see how it goes.
it's his 30th birthday tonight, as you'd know. But I bet tonight I'm going to hear about it all night about how the Falcons are garbage, especially the more fireball shots this guy takes.
well, Anyways, I don't have anything good to say to that. All right, we have a caller. All right.
It might be Dan.
So everybody's grabbing their headphones. All right, welcome to the Underground Pub Show. This is Schreiber, CJ, and Peppa. Who's this?
Well, hey, Schreiber, it's Robin from Coyote.
Hey, Robin. How you doing?
Hey.
Hello.
Actually, I called to wish you a happy birthday.
Well, thank you
Aw.
very much, Robin. I appreciate that.
I know, because you're special to us, and we love you here.
Oh, well, thank you
and
so
everybody's
much.
watching the show right now.
By
Thank
the
you.
way,
Hey,
I have a
Coyotes.
question.
Yes, please.
I have a question, and it's actually for Bobo.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
I want to know how he thinks the Gators are going to do against LSU.
Ooh, tough question.
I don't know. I think that hopefully it's going to rain a lot, which I think it will, and hopefully that will help us a lot because their running game is really, really good, and even their backup running backs are probably better than what's his name that's starting. So
Fournette.
I think it's
Florida
going to
has
be
some
tough.
good running backs, too, though.
Not like that though. Not
Well,
like that. Like
I'm
LSU
thinking
has. Not even
positive
close.
thoughts.
Yeah, I mean,
Positive
I'm
thoughts for the
more
Gators.
worried about this one than I was about Tennessee, and we lost to Tennessee.
Well, I
Put it
think
that way.
LSU
I know,
had that
look what
spark.
happened.
So, with
Yeah, they
replacing their
had
coach.
a really good start against Missouri last week. So
Mhm. I like Florida.
Well, I'm hoping Florida.
Same here.
And I just want to say hi to all you guys. And again, happy birthday, John. Love ya.
thank you very much, Robin. Love you
Thanks,
too.
Robin.
All right. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
To kind of touch up on what you just said, teams usually do well like immediately after they let go of a coach, all the players kind of want to show what they're made of.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it was against Missouri, but LSU looked pretty good. I still like
LSU
Florida.
has great players.
Yeah.
They've had like top-ranked recruiting classes for the
For
last 3 or
years.
4. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like top. Like I think they got number 1 like recently within the last 3 years, if I'm not mistaken. So these are supposedly. Don't get me wrong. 5 stars don't always end up being 5 stars, and 3 stars often end up becoming 5 stars. But they still have some pretty good talent and really shouldn't have any losses right now at all. So that's why I'm a little worried about them.
I still like Florida. I think Florida will win.
Sadly, I'm gonna be the devil's advocate on this one. I'm gonna disagree. I think LSU takes this game.
I mean, don't care either way. But,
Yeah.
You know.
But I'm just saying I like LSU right now.
I
dig Florida's team for what it is, but I think LSU is kind of riding a hot hand right now. I think these players feel a little bit guilty about their poor play early on against
everybody.
Yeah, against everybody. I think they feel a little bit guilty. I mean, they came out and said they had their minds already set on the NFL early on, and
Yeah, I heard about that.
yeah,
That's
I mean,
a problem.
that is a problem. That's a bad problem, and I mean,
Your
That's that
focus
much
should be
talent.
on the next opponent coming up. Not
exactly,
the
because I
NFL.
mean, regardless if you got your mindset on the NFL, it doesn't matter what school you're going to. You still got to perform well. I mean, but
Yeah,
you
you
said that
can't
last
say,
year.
"I'm
Like,
ready for
I mean, you
NFL,"
can think
or
about
last
it
week.
like, I hope I play well. I hope I get drafted. But
You've
you
gotta-
need to think about the
you
team
s-
that you're playing.
You still
against.
got to do well because I mean, for every great LSU player that's out there, yeah, a lot of them made the NFL, but then there's always some, Andrew Luck out of Stanford that becomes the number 1 draft pick, or, I mean, we see them from all these random schools. They show up and they do well in their college season when it can screw up like good picks for people from LSU. So I mean,
Heck, Ohio State had the most NFL draft picks this year.
yeah.
I'm really looking
And I
forward to
mean-
Ohio State, Michigan this year. I think
And
that's going to be a
Ohio
great game.
State just keeps looking better and better this year too. Before we wrap up with the NFL, we have 2 last games we're going to talk about from last week. One was a semi-surprising game, I thought. Chiefs and Steelers. The Steelers dominated that game 43-14. We thought that this Chiefs team, in fact, I almost want to say, I'm not 100% sure on this, but Boba, I think you may have picked the Chiefs last week.
I picked them to win the division. I don't think that's
Maybe our producer did.
It's just one game. They can still win the division.
Well, I mean, yeah, but
It didn't look good though.
no,
But
it's
either
not.
way,
Those-
the Chiefs, who had a great defensive stand the week prior, got dominated by the Steelers.
I did pick the Chiefs. to win.
So it was okay.
I started the Chiefs defense. -4 points later. They got me 38 points
So
the
yeah,
week before. I mean, come on.
They
So I
carried
guess
you.
as far as the Steelers goes, I mean, there was a lot of people that were just kind of wondering, well, like, okay, well, is this team still for real? Like after the blowout by the Eagles, yes, they're still for real. Still a great team. It was just one bad game.
The Patriots got embarrassed by the Chiefs on Monday Night Football.
They were
or
also
Sunday Night
down a
Football,
handful of
like,
starters
a couple years ago, and they
it
ended
was
up
bound
winning
to
the Super
happen.
Bowl. It's just one game.
Yeah, exactly.
You
It's
know,
just one game.
You're gonna have those stinkers every once in a while. That
Yeah, but
you
that
know.
one smelled like shit, like really bad.
Yeah, I mean, it was a mega poo, but there's another day.
Yeah. The last
And
game
another
was
toilet.
the Giants and the Vikings. This game is interesting to talk about because, well, the Vikings won. I mean, it seems to be like this team is kind of for real for whatever reason being. Mainly defense. Defense looks great over there. Sam Bradford, I mean, he's playing well over there. I mean, I know we shat all over this guy, but I mean, I think it's just kind of time we just go ahead and put that until proven otherwise. I think it's just kind of time to go ahead and put that to rest that he's doing well this season. But in my opinion, the big topic from
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no,
I'm like almost 34, but man, fart noises still make me laugh. I don't
and
care
that's
what-
always
it's
good.
just-
And that's always good.
I don't know why
Like,
I
it
just
just-
made it. It just seemed like the
You
right
know,
thing
it
to
just
do.
doesn't matter. It's just fart noise.
Because he was the first one to attack Sam Bradford. So he needs something to at least get some kind of laughter out of this.
Yeah, he's garbage.
But I
John,
mean,
I know you can't read that, but the Falcons fan on the chat's actually agreeing with you,
No,
saying
thank
they've
you.
been let down so many times that they're cautious as well. They want to see more of
yes,
buying the
like I
hype.
said, I'm not saying the Falcons are a bad team. They're very good. I just want to see a 5-0 out of this team. I see a 5-0 against a Denver Broncos team that's undefeated. Then I'm right there with you, Falcons
Well, they're not
fans.
going to be 5-0. They already lost once.
Or 5-1. You're right. I'm sorry.
4-1.
4-1. Yes. 30th birthday. Anyways,
No, it's 3-1. There's only been 4 weeks.
Oh yeah.
Good night. Did you
Well,
see
anyways.
you guys are commenting what he's saying? I guess.
Yeah, that's what I was just
Yeah.
All
mentioning.
right. I also
Yeah, that kind
fart
of
noises.
Okay, so anyways, if they win this
Fart
weekend,
noise.
they'll have made a very good campaign for him against the Denver Broncos team that I really like right now. So if they win that game, I'll be very sold on this Atlanta Falcons train right now. I don't like the team, but I'll be very sold on how they look this year. So let's put it in that way, and I apologize for the
it's
bad
all right, man.
stats right there.
Sorry,
Really
that's
bad
how you
stats.
feel. That's how you feel.
He's had like 18 shots of fireball already.
That is not true. That is not true one bit. That is not true, but I did have quite a few before we got here. But anyways, this Giants and Vikings game,
What else so funny?
the best takeaway from that game, though, Kenny, producer, I mean, we do have a picture of this, right? We've been hearing about this since before this game happened, but Odell fucking Beckham Jr. has turned into quite the crybaby, and we've been seeing a lot of this nonsense.
That's a good point.
It's very disappointing.
It's very disappointing because I liked Odell Beckham Jr. and he's acting like kind of a bitch right now, and I don't like it. I mean, and please, if you disagree with me, call me and say I'm wrong. I understand the guy may be getting treated a little unfairly as a
He is
receiver
getting
right now.
cheap shot a little bit, but
That happens.
But still, yes, it does happen.
It does happen.
Dude,
when
that
you're-
kicking net whooped his butt.
It
that-
does happen.
He got beat by a kicking net, and yes, it does happen. It may be unfair, but it does happen. And I mean, his way of retaliating about it is one, crying last week, and then this week acting just like a total immature piece of shit about it. Grow up, Odell Beckham.
Yeah.
You play in the NFL. Deal with it. Like,
ODB.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
Odell
like-
Beckham, if you're watching this local sports internet TV show, stop it. Start catching touchdowns for my team that I kept you over Gronk.
yeah. I mean,
Gronk sucks too. So,
LeBron.
Gronk.
Oh, I think it's LeBron.
No.
So I was like, what? What did he do?
Nothing.
so much.
I like LeBron.
All right, let's move on then.
But yeah, I mean that's just kind of my how I feel about Odell Beckham right now. I mean he just needs to, and then we have him.
he
again.
actually got a haircut. And he looks semi-human.
Does he now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to go as Josh Dobbs for Halloween.
Never taken him out of the scene, just so you know.
So
I wouldn't either. You probably can't. It's too much memory. You have memory loss.
so as far as this
I actually think I have a bigger head than Josh Dobbs, but he's definitely got me
It's
beat in the
yeah,
forehead.
you can't cut your hair like that if your hairline's that high. Whoever his barber is a fucking madman.
Dude, I did. I shaved my head once bald. I went as Turk for Halloween. from
yeah, I think
Scrubs.
you mentioned that last week.
Yeah. We need
Yeah.
like next week. We need to have
Sober.
like that picture
Did he do black?
of me. I
He,
did.
he did because
Well, okay, in my defense,
because
Bobo gave me permission.
I
Yeah.
spoke for the Black Nation. I was going to go with that, but yeah,
Yeah, I think it was
spoke
you and AJ. You were like,
Bobo
I think
gave
Adam-
CJ his
Adam-
Bobo blessing. Yes, you can wear blackface, my son. Like, that's fine. Like
That's not the first time that's happened to me, where people ask
No
me to wear
shit, really?
blackface.
like, is it okay?
I had to speak for like
He is the
everyone.
black man.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I mean,
let's
like
see-
he's black, and I asked him. I was like, "Hey, would you get pissed?" And you said no. He thought it was funny.
Well, there
I
you
thought
go,
it was
buddy.
funny.
No, I mean,
I mean,
you're
it-
just playing a character from a TV show.
Yeah.
That's black.
And I give you permission
You
to go
can't,
Jew
like-
face whenever you want.
I don't know how I would do that. My nose is pretty normal.
so there's a few college.
You can dress up as John Lovitz for Halloween.
We've only got
That'd be fun.
You're all out of racist jokes. You're done.
yeah, we're done with all that. We've only got a little bit of time left.
John Lovitz.
We've got a few games to talk about this weekend coming up. Real fast. Well, before we move on, let's move way back to when we were talking about the Clemson Louisville game. Now Clemson went on to win that game. Earlier on in this show, or not this show, but some episodes prior to that.
He was good.
Episodes prior to that, we were talking about how, like, I'm sorry, it was actually last week's episode. Bobo, you weren't so sold on this Clemson team.
No.
Now suddenly they've beaten Louisville. Do you feel like things have changed over
I
there?
have
Like-
to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Is there a
Well,
one?
yeah, they are shit.
I think
FSU
there's-
lost at
yeah.
home to a kicker who looks like a pirate. He kicked the 54-yard field goal, and then this all the way down the field.
Dude, that was hilarious.
That was the best thing. And then you listen with what's that woman's name? Celine Dion's "My Heart Will Go On" in the background while he's doing the kick. It's the fucking best thing in the universe. I just had to say that.
I think there's one word to describe Clemson, and it's legit.
Almost too legit.
Legit?
I think they're on that level.
are they on legit level?
They're
Okay.
legit.
By the way, quick thing: Bum of the Week is the guy that threw the beer at the Korean.
Yes, that's right. We're
Just saying.
we're slacking on that. Yeah.
Hyun Soon Kim.
thought they were gonna-
It was in the
the
7th inning.
bottom shelf bum of the week is the dude that threw the beer at the Orioles.
It was between
It was
him
a-
and the multi-ball,
Bum of the
but
week.
I went with him.
It was a Blue Jays fan. You embarrassed
A
Canada.
Canadian.
You embarrassed me. Don't do
Who's
that.
never been
Who
to
throws
Canada
a $20
before.
beer?
I know.
It is Canadian beer, and that shit does
Yeah,
get kind of gross. But
No, I like it a little
They're-
bit.
they're- yes,
Here's
really?
your bottom
What
shelf
Canadian
bum
beer
of
do
the
you guys
week.
like?
Like Labatt Blue.
The Bat Blue?
Yeah, that's the
Tastes fucking feeble.
it's not
so
bad.
gross.
No, but finger of shame to that guy, and I hope he was. The Toronto police actually have his picture, so they're gonna catch that guy.
Well, that's good.
There's-
Thank God
He's
for
on-
that.
Yeah, he's filmed. He's
I mean,
probably banned
yeah.
for life at the least. from
First
the
of all,
stadium.
like you don't want to injure a player. I know we all love sports, but it's a game. Come on,
yeah.
like
I mean, it's just ridiculous.
it's
That's just, I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's just really
Yeah,
stupid.
it's embarrassing. Like if
It's
I
like
saw a
they're like
Saints fan do
soccer
that, I'd be
fans.
pissed off.
That's
Yeah.
just crazy. It's uncalled for.
So one college
Soccer stadium.
one college football game that's coming up this week that it's been on the back of my mind for a little bit. People say I'm overthinking this. I personally don't believe so. I think this is gonna be actually end up being a pretty good game. Alabama and Arkansas played this weekend. Alabama is still ranked number 1 in the nation. Arkansas number 16. This is the 5th time these two teams have played together when both are ranked in the top 20. And Alabama's won every game so far since then. But this year has proved to be a time where trends get broken in college football. The game's being played in Arkansas. I mean, I kind of have an idea what you guys are going to say, but how do you feel this game is going to go? Do you see an Alabama blowout? Do we see a close game, or do we see an upset? Bobo, I'm starting with you. What you think, man?
Until I see better or see different or get proven wrong, I will say Alabama will handle this situation without any problem.
Blowout or close?
It'll be a better, more convincing win than the Ole Miss game. How about that?
The Ole Miss game was relatively close, though.
That's what I'm saying. It'll be a better for Alabama.
Okay, gotcha.
They'll perform better. Probably have a wider margin of points, and it won't be any sort of nail bite situation in between while it's going on or anything like that. I think.
Okay.
Basically, a walk the park, but like 14, 18 point lead.
Okay. CJ, what do you think?
I think Alabama is gonna win.
You just said they suck.
That wasn't me.
You just said they suck on the screen.
No, that's not me. No, Alabama's good.
You just said they suck.
No, I did not.
That's you. You said they suck. Alabama sucks.
No, that's not me.
Chris Lieswin agrees, and he also says, "Happy birthday, Schreiber! Go Bucks!"
You actually pronounce it lease wine.
Who gives a fuck?
It's my dad.
Thank you, by the way.
I personally care.
Well, thank you, by the way. CJ, I mean,
okay.
being honest, who do you like this game?
I think Alabama's gonna win every game until they go to the playoffs, and then they'll lose to Ohio State.
Okay, cool. Okay, well, I mean,
They
going
beat them before.
going back to this Arkansas game. Do you see a blowout or a close game? Do you see a blowout or a close game?
Alabama will win by 2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns. Okay.
I like Arkansas. They're much improved, but Alabama, until I see it, like he said, they're gonna win every game.
Yeah, I mean it.
It sucks.
Well,
I don't like the team. I kind of hate
Yeah,
them.
but, to be honest with you, I think this show is causing me a semi-closet Alabama fan.
Who, me?
It seems that way, dude.
No, I just know, like, hey,
Don't worry,
Alabama
I'll wait.
wins every game. So if you root against them, you're wasting your time. Which,
Exact-
I mean, I don't root for them, but I'm not wasting my time rooting against them anymore.
I respect
Gotcha.
their program and their coach. And
Yeah,
their
their coach, yeah.
facilities. Their fans, well,
Their fans are kind of obnoxious.
yeah, I like to make fun of them.
I mean, they're almost as bad as Toronto Blue Jays fans are.
Well, hey, y'all. Okay, first of all, we threw a beer can, which I don't condone, but they burnt down trees.
A person did who's in jail right now, but or went to jail for it.
That wasn't that was the LSU man that did
No,
that.
that was an Alabama
it was
guy.
an Alabama fan.
That was an Alabama guy.
Yeah.
Really? That burnt them down?
Yeah,
It's
so-
like
No,
the
he
fire?
didn't. He didn't burn them. He poisoned them.
No, I'm talking about the fire guy. That guy was the
Oh, that was
LSU guy.
okay. No, okay.
Yeah.
That was an LSU dude. That was an LSU
Poison
guy.
You have to be living.
He hurt the trees. The
Yeah,
trees that
okay.
wasn't
The
Well,
hurting
trees
anybody.
and
people will
look.
call in
The
and text
University of Alabama gave that guy back. We don't want him anymore. But
he named his son. He named his children Bama and Roll Tide.
and that's why he's a fucking
Crimson.
retard. So I mean,
He's y'all's for life.
No, he's not.
Yes.
No, he's not. Like we gave him away. Paul
You can't.
Feinbaum autographed it. You are not with this fucking team anymore. Paul Feinbaum said so. So thank you, Paul Feinbaum. I mean,
So is he like the
he-
all-time speaker for
He's
Alabama?
he's the voice of college football. You didn't know that, dude? Like,
I thought he was
Definitely
just the
voice for
SEC.
He
no,
is a
I
big
mean,
part of SEC.
what he says goes,
Jerry
dude.
Springer.
Yeah.
The Jerry Springer of college football, Paul Feinbaum.
I think
Hey,
it's amazing.
I love my boy here. It's his birthday. But I do remember one night, I can't remember who they're playing. I think it was like Virginia Tech.
West Virginia.
Yeah. No, I think it was Virginia Tech because he came in devastated. Like, I'm like, dude, what's wrong with you? Like, he's just like so pissed. He's like, man, Alabama only won by 17 points. I'm so frustrated. Ugh, I want to jump off something.
I'd
Like,
also been drinking since about
Dude,
noon
like,
that day. And it was
that was
it was about what
I-
7:30 that night. So,
I have
mean,
never seen somebody so mad or upset over a win than you were that night.
That's Bama fan.
Like,
Only
you're,
Bama
like,
fan
you're
can
just
say
now,
that
now,
anyway.
now, let's not get too carried away. I don't usually claim that fucking like Alabama ridiculous like nonsense. I do like the team. I root for them in college football, but I don't normally act like that. That was hours and hours and hours of drinking.
It was
Hours,
funny.
8 hours.
Let's move on. Is there another game in college football that we can go talk about?
Or we can wrap up.
Not really. There's gonna be a lot of great games this week. I mean, the only other game I can think about that's coming up this week is LSU in Florida. We pretty much already talked about that.
Yeah, it's a scary game.
It is gonna be a scary game.
Do you think they're gonna move that game?
I mean, it's been talked about, but until further notice,
So
it
as of
doesn't
right
seem-
now, though, it hasn't been decided to move.
no, it doesn't seem
Still
to be.
in
But
Gainesville.
so I mean that is something to keep an eye on. But
The Hurricanes play Florida State.
yeah, that is right. University of
Oh
Miami does
yeah,
play
almost.
Florida
How can we
State.
not? Damn it!
That is actually something to keep an eye on because the Hurricanes are not looking terrible right now.
I'm gonna
and
post a
Flor-
lot about that game.
And Florida State is looking very inconsistent right now. Very.
Well,
Just
they're
say, yeah.
shit. But I love their coach, their defensive coach, Chris Kelly.
So you're saying
He's
they should,
amazing. I think he's the best thing ever.
So you're saying they're not legit?
they should keep him?
I think they should keep him. They should give him a raise. They should give him a raise, and they should pay for his children's college, and they should offer him a free meal every day in Tallahassee.
Well, there you go. All right, guys. We're gonna go ahead and wrap things up. We've got a lot of great NFL games coming up this weekend. Giants play the Packers. Buccaneers are taking on the Panthers. Bills and the Rams. Chargers, Raiders.
Baseball
The,
playoffs.
Baseball playoffs are starting up soon. We're going to be talking a lot more about that next week. On our next episode, Bobo will reveal who his NHL team is going into the 2016-2017 NHL season.
Chicago Blackhawks.
I doubt it's going to be the Blackhawks, but it'd be funny if it was.
Toronto
Anyways,
Maple Leafs.
It could be.
Who?
The Toronto Maple
Is
Leafs.
that a real team?
Yeah, it's a team in Canada.
It sounds
Anyways,
fake. It doesn't sound real.
It's true. Dude,
with it being a
Do they
9:50
have
at
a big
night,
Maple Leaf on their jersey.
they do.
Yeah,
They have.
that's-
Yeah, it's
Like a
this-
Pabst LeBrew.
on this.
Bobo, you're in a fantasy hockey league, and am I really explaining who one of the oldest
You guys
franchise-
needed an extra person $20. I was an extra person that happened to have $20.
Dude, I mean, the Toronto Maple Leafs are one of the oldest franchises in North
The
American
original
sports
six?
history.
Part of the original six?
Yes.
Uh,
Yes. Like, dude. Okay.
why
Anyways,
do I know the original six thing?
but you don't.
I
Okay.
don't know why I do that, but I did.
There we go. All right, guys. Thank y'all very much for tuning in to episode
Thank you.
9 of the Underground Pub Show. It's my 30th birthday, so I'm gonna go get fucked up. Anyways, thank y'all very much. Y'all have a good night. Until
Thanks,
next
guys.
time.
I blinked out in the Baltimore Orioles. I can't believe that. I was just like, dude, I froze
That's
like
what, I was happy I could
dude,
chime
like
in
I
on
was like,
baseball
oh my
guy.
god, I'm supposed to be the baseball guy, and I blinked on it. That's like taking Des Bryant with the first pick. That's worked out well for me.
Tune in every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Central Time for the Underground Pub Show, right here on the Pimpy K Multiverse Network.
The Underground Pub Show is sponsored by Dick's Wings and Grill of Pensacola, located at 6205 North 9th Avenue. Call ahead for the big game for your wing and wrap platters, 850-497-6945, or online at dickswingsandgrill.com. Eat, watch, play, Dick's Wings.
Wednesday nights, 8 p.m. Central Time, tune in for the Underground Pub Show right here on the PMVN.